Many Trump supporters suffer from the Dunning-Kruger effect, and here's the graph right here. Essentially, when you first learn something, you think you're a genius, and when you learn more about it, you realize things are more complicated than I thought. I need to do more research and become more enlightened. But they hear something on social media, they get emotional, and they believe it very strongly. And on this CNN panel, you can see, and I deal with this on my show every night, with callers that come in to talk to me about the news they receive and the things they believe. You could see the struggle on their face when they get fact-checked.
Voting is a privilege in this country, and you need to be legal, not like California, where 3 million illegals voted.
Let's talk about that.
I'm glad I brought that up, Allison.
Me too, Paula. So where are you getting your information?
From the media. Where else
Which
would we
media?
get? Some of it was CNN, I believe.
CNN said that 3 million illegal people voted.
Well, it was coming.
Someone told me CNN told them that Trump is for universal health care and Medicare for all, and they were a Bernie voter, and they vote Trump now because Trump is so pro Medicare for all. They said CNN told them. I don't know if there's fake sites called CNN or what. And also, people just believe literally anything. 3 million people. And in general, if you're not documented or a legal immigrant or a citizen, you're not going to risk voting. You're not going to risk being deported on voting, bro. You're not going to vote in a federal election and risk being deported. Like, no person's going to make that risk for such a minor, for one vote in California. In California, of all states.
All across the media. All across. Well, CNN didn't do it, then they were being smart this time.
Do you think that 3 million illegal people voted?
I believe in California that there were illegals that voted.
How many?
I don't. To tell you the truth, nobody really knows that number.
But do you think 3 dozen or do you think 3 million?
I think there was a good amount because the president told people that they could vote, and it happened in Nashua. We caught some people that they went into Nashua and they said, the president said I can vote. I'm here illegally.
Did you hear President Obama say that illegal people could vote?
Yes, I
Yes,
did.
I heard it this morning.
Yes, I did hear it.
Tell me, where?
You can find it, Google it. You can find it on Facebook.
All right, hold on. I don't want to waste any more time, but
It's fun to show people how fast you can Google something, especially with like AI. There's no reason to not look things up. But people are the cognitive dissonance, when they realize they're wrong about something, they lash out, they get mad, they scream at you. Because they would rather lash out at you than admit they're wrong. Someone told me like the lie about Nancy Pelosi being responsible for January 6th. Or like there being federal agents there on January 6th, which neither of those are true, but they believe them so passionately, and you can't really like talk them off that cliff, or off that ledge. But like everyone here, they're trying to like Google this stuff, and they Google it, they finally do research, and they're like, wait a second. I've had people hang up. I could hear them Googling, and they hang up when they realize they're wrong because they cannot admit they're wrong about something. And their identity is tied up in Trump. Their identity is tied up in Trump. So they can't admit Trump's wrong, because if they admit Trump's wrong on something or he lied about something, they feel like they're admitting that they lied about it. And yeah, no, undocumented people, illegal immigrants cannot vote in federal elections at all in no state. There's some local elections. If you have been here, you're on visa. You can vote in a local election sometimes, especially if you're a taxpayer without representation. Some local elections you can. It's very, very rare to have that be a thing. But yeah, federally, it's not legal.
But anyway, I see where it came from, and it's Fox Business Network deceptively edited a clip of Barack Obama to argue that the president encouraged illegal immigrants to vote, when in fact he had said nothing of the sort when you go back to the transcript.
Oh yeah, the $50 million of condoms they said they sent to Hamas. I had someone on my stream every single night. I go live and take calls at like 10 p.m. Eastern time if you want to join me. But they kept saying the lie about $50 million of condoms sent to Gaza. And I'm like, you realize that's not true, right? And they said, after I like exposed that they believed a lie on the internet, they said, what? Did Trump did the White House just lie when they told me that? And I'm like, yeah. And they said, why did Trump lie then? I'm like, he's a liar. And that they really have a problem with because they love Trump. They're Trump sexual. So they cannot take that as even a concept of Trump lying to them. But I'm like, yeah, he lied. He's a liar. I don't know what else to tell you. I can't disprove something that's not true. You're making up like, did you see a ghost in the corner? I can't I mean, maybe you saw a ghost. I can't really disprove that.
You, as you sit here today, think that millions of illegal people voted in this country. You believe that there was widespread voting abuse.
I think there was in some states.
In the millions of people.
California allows it.
They do not allow illegal. You mean voter fraud? California allows.
I believe there is voter fraud in this.
Then they say something such as, there is voter fraud. I can't tell you how much there is, but there is voting fraud. Or they claim that no one has an idea of what's real or not. They disprove all facts and all stats because if they write off every single stat, it works for them. Because every single stat available, every study available disagrees with them. The liberal biased media is literally anyone that disagrees. We have Fauci, who's the number one enemy of MAGA Republicans right now. And he is literally from the Reagan administration. He became director of NIH during Reagan. We have Reagan judges that MAGA right now wants to I don't know, have a revolution to topple them because Donald Trump's ignoring court orders right now. He's bypassing the Constitution. And that's really the threat of all this, is if you get people to believe anything, they will do anything. So when Trump right now is trying to remove the Constitution, they want to kill the Constitution. They said this for years. Project 2025 says it as well. They are ignoring the courts. They're ignoring congressional oversight. They're ignoring the power of the purse from Congress. They're ignoring like 25 different, very explicit lines of the Constitution. And they're ignoring courts. They're bypassing everything. But if they can get people to believe this, like when I asked them, do you really think we sent 2 billion condoms to Gaza? Because $100 million, that would buy a lot of condoms. And they're like, yeah. They also believe that Elon Musk is doing this on behalf of us. You know, he's helping the American people. You know, the Project 2025 is the new doctrine of fascism. The point of the doctrine of fascism was to use working class populist language as your veneer to be popular. And you get people to believe in you as like a cult hero, as a superhero. So when you topple the government, they're too blind. They just say, oh, I trust Donnie. I trust Elon. They're smart guys. Elon is really good with money. He has a big business. He's great with money. They trust really corrupt people. And that's really difficult too, because the lies are easy to convince people with. You can make up any lie. Fact checking is hard to be convincing with. It's boring to do the news. But since they can propagandize literally everything and people will believe it, we're going to be at a disadvantage, especially if the population has no civics education, or if they simply just don't believe certain things. They just believe that they're right and everyone else is wrong. But yeah, that's the clip for now. Thank you for watching. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. Like I said before, I go live at 10 p.m. Eastern time every night, taking phone calls from Trump supporters usually. Actual phone calls, so some normie voters with a real phone number. Really interesting time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Channel memberships, all that kind of stuff, tips, blah, blah, blah. Jolah Politics, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. You can see it. Thank you for joining me.